It is always so weird trying to stream from a phone, and I don't like necessarily what's happening right now. But good evening to all of you. I hope you guys are doing well. What you are now witnessing is me sitting on the floor. And you know what? I just realized I was going to go grab something from the other room. So give me like 0 minutes. I'm not going to do that. We don't need it. Anyway, good evening. Hope everyone's doing well. There's no real music tonight, at least not in the background. I had to turn the computer off for the time being because we are doing something a little bit different here on the stream tonight. What we're doing is we're working on... Hey, Raph, how are you doing? We are working on part of our sponsorship. We have a slight sponsorship. This is it's labeled on the channel. I have it labeled as branded content, but to be full disclosure, I'm not getting paid anything for it. We don't get any money for this. So this is basically just like a, hey, here's something really cool from Dell. Or like, do you want to try it for about a month? My answer was yes, I would love to. The caveat being that I should make a blog post. I haven't made a blog post in like 15 years, but they also said I can put information out on Twitter and on Instagram, and I think Twitch is also allowable. They said social media and stuff, so I'm guessing all these things will work, and we'll just cut out what we need and take what we need. But anyway, let's get that out of the way right now. First of all, thank you very much to Dell and the Dell Ambassador Program, which I think is mostly in Japan. Signing up for it was free, and because of the luck of the draw, and I'm assuming it really was a draw, we got ourselves a monitor. It's flickering. Raph, I'm so sorry about that. It's flickering because up above my head is a, whatchamacallit. It's a craptacular light. Because I don't have like actual LCD key lights or anything. So we get this wonderful flickering effect, which I hope is not driving anyone as insane as it's driving me. I can try and dampen it, but basically what we're seeing is like, because of the way the light pulses, it's probably like the photons, whatever the hell else is from the light that's making it do that. I can try and stick something above it to kind of dampen that, but I don't think it's going to work. The only thing I can think of is, since light is both a solid and a wave, putting something else there that counteracts the flickering of the light. But it's not going to be that, for sure. It's going to have to be a light that's strong enough to do something about that. And I can tell you right now, oh my god, if I turn that light off, it gets worse. It gets dark. Look at that. Very bad. You can't see anything, is the problem. If I turn both of them up full, I don't know. It's brighter, but it still flickers. So you can't really win on that. And I don't have any other lamps I can bring in here, unfortunately. So it's just kind of a unfortunate situation. But hopefully we're not going to be doing this too long. Basically, what's going to happen is we're going to do the unboxing here. And one of the reasons we're doing the unboxing here is because I want it on record, everything that's going on with this box as I unbox it. Now, I am very happy and very grateful to Dell for this. Thank you very, very much. But one of the things you should understand, and one of the things that they told me, is that this is not a brand new, fresh out the box, fresh off the factory monitor. It's something that they've used for other shows. Basically, what the Dell Ambassador Program does is it allows people to come and see some of Dell's new stuff early on, and it also gives us a discount if we so choose to buy anything from Dell. I don't have the money for that right now. I definitely don't have the money for this bad boy, but I'm looking forward to using this because I have never used an OLED before. Ever. I've seen them in a few like stores and stuff, and they're kind of interesting, but I just haven't had the money. And people kept telling me, like when I was looking at buying one, you don't need to get an OLED for your PC. Your PC, like the monitor's not big enough. Like if you're going to get a 27 or a 24 inch, you don't need an OLED monitor. You can just get like a 1440p or something, and that'll be good enough. And you know what? They're right. I'm happy. I don't have a 1440. I do have a 2K monitor. So yeah, and I have another like a 1080 gaming monitor, as I mentioned, I think the other night. But tonight we're going to try our 32-inch Plus. I'm not sure what the Plus actually stands for, but it's a 4K QD OLED monitor, and it has some of like as a very quick reference thing on the back of this bad boy, which is very bad and very big. All right, we have our OLED right here, stated on the box. Right next to it, we have 4K, right? 2160p, 120 hertz. That'll be fun. That'll be good for gaming. Oh, yeah, the light frequency is it's causing flicker, and I don't know how to fix it. If anybody knows how to change the light frequency or just to stop the flicker, you can let me know, but I don't know how I'm going to do it otherwise. Apparently it has 3D sound. I don't know how you get 3D sound out of just a monitor speakers, but we're gonna see. USB-C, and it also has the DisplayPort mark on here, and it has a VESA thing, right? It has the mark for VESA, so we might try to VESA mount it and see if we can just leave it mounted on the desk that I have. If not, then we'll use the stand that's included in the box. I don't. Zooming in will mitigate it or small angle change. Well, let's try the small angle change. I'm all about small things here, as you guys know. Oh, that's right. I have to be more proper because this is sponsored. I can't be a complete and total creep. I'm not a complete and total creep. I'm just partially one. In may mitigate that. Well, zooming's not doing anything at all. Neither is changing the angle. I don't know why it is that like the frequency I found of a lot of Japanese lights seems to interfere with my phone, and I don't know if it's the iPhone or if it's just like, you know, the Japanese lights I'm using. Well, these aren't halogen. What is it? I can't remember the name. The tube lights. You know they are. I mean, I could try punching it as hard as I can, but I know how that ends. Is there anything I can do to, like, phase that out? Maybe diffuse it? That's how bad it is. You understand I'm holding something in front of the light right now to try and diffuse it, and you can still see it flickering all over the place? Fun. Let's get this done as quickly as we can, I guess. Here's the other problem. I'm using my phone. I'm not using an actual camera. iPhone is not a sponsor, so I can actually say whatever I want about Apple. They are not a sponsor. You can say whatever you want about Apple. I ask you to use measured tones when we talk about Dell. Which, by the way, we've had conversations about Dell before, and this is something entirely different. Like, some people are kind of so-so on their computers. I have not used one of their high-end computers. I use one of their workhorse computers. And I've heard people kind of go back and forth on their you know, their laptops and stuff like that. Let me tell you something. I use their computers in a school setting where I move around a lot. Multiple classes a day where I have to move my computer back and forth and in my car and everything else. And we abuse these things, and they hold up better than they should. If I had a Dell branded streaming camera, yeah. You know what? I think we need a Dell PC. I need a secondary Dell PC and a Dell streaming camera. I think that would be the solution. I think that's the only solution. So if you guys, Dell, if you're watching, you know, I'm not saying that I have to have them, but it would help. Okay, so first of all, one of the things I think people don't understand, and saying you saw the box, I am 5'7". I am 170 centimeters. Ugh. Ugh. This is a big boy. It's got weight. It's got heft. There's probably somebody at Dell right now screaming, "Don't do that!" I'm sorry. I apologize. But I wanted to show you guys what you're getting. So if you live in a smaller place, understand that like holding on to this box forever may not be the move because it's basically the size of a human being. It's a chunky boy. The box is a chunky boy. And given the way that it's set up, I'm sure I'm supposed to lay this down. So let's do that because I don't want anything falling out. Something's going to fall out, you're going to hear a clunk, and then you're just going to hear tears. Tears, tears, tears as I have to pay Dell $1,300 to replace their monitor. So one of the things about the ambassador program and all of this that we're talking about right now is essentially that this is supposed to be one of Dell's newer products. They had, I think, a ambassador event a while ago where you could go and you could actually use the monitors, use the PCs, use all that stuff, and you know get a shot at messing around with their newer technology that's coming out. Hence the prices and everything else. All right, so here we go. Here's some important stuff here. This is the monitor experience thingy. Hashtag Dell Ambassador. I did put in hashtag Dell Ambassador, but I put in Dell Ambassador in English. So I need to make sure I have all that stuff properly done later on. Put in the correct hashtags and everything else for all that information. Because again, thank you, Dell, for the opportunity. You didn't have to do that, and I appreciate it. So we got to make sure we put in hashtag Dell Ambassador. in Japanese and in English. Hashtag Dell Ambassador. Oh, high-end monitor as well. That's fair. That's exactly what it is. All right, so there's a few. I don't want to put this. I don't want to put anything on here like up that's not supposed to be there. Okay, so we have a monitor. Okay, we have features and a few other things here. QLED. Okay, True Blacks. Interesting. I don't know what Hyper Real is. So apparently one of the is wild good, especially cost performance. Really, well, that's pretty cool. One like they gave me a sheet here. This one I'm sure I can show you. Although they don't usually like you to show stuff exactly. One of the things that they actually point out is that apparently there is some kind of AI stuff in here that's supposed to help you with your gaming and everything, and 3D audio and everything else, which makes sense if you're putting 3D audio into a monitor, I suppose. And then you have the QOLED display. Okay, 99% seems like color corrected. It has the VESA mount, display HDR, True Black 400. I have never used an OLED before, so these numbers and these terms don't mean all that much to me. It does say that it has Hyper Real 3D sound. I know what those words mean by themselves. I don't know what it means as an experience. So we're going to find out pretty soon. And then as far as action is concerned, it has AMD FreeSync. And it says it has the Premium Pro version. So, I mean, I think my other monitor has FreeSync, and it's done pretty well. It's done okay. The issues I had before were RAM timing and a few things like that. All right. Okay. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. And then a few other things that are basically mostly just for me, which includes like when I absolutely must have this monitor back in their offices. Okay, we have a few tips, setup tips, monitor tips. This is helpful. This is really good. Like, I mean, for somebody who is getting one of their products to review and take a look at, they give you some interesting, some good stuff here, right? A good place to start, some things to look out for. You have all the, setup stuff you need. So I'll be looking over this. And they also gave me a form so that I can send it back and Dell's going to pay the shipping, which is awesome because this thing is heavy. Okay, let's get these things squared away properly. Losing these would be a very, very bad idea. I don't want to do that. We'll put these back in the box here. All right, so what we're looking at here right now first, this is the stand. As you can see, it's actually a pretty chunky stand. I do have space on my desk for it. All right, yeah. It is heavy. It's got some weight. It's got some heft to it. It's not bad at all. Okay, you got the little screw. I don't even know what you call that one. Now, this monitor, because it is QLED, I don't know... Oh, the hypersound is based on acoustic resonance. Okay. Sweet spots in front of the monitor. I wonder how that's going to work with my setup. I mean, for as much as this monitor costs, I believe that this is probably just nice. But it has like a, microfiber cloth for wiping it off. I don't know if it's a special one like Apple does, because Apple says like you have to have their microfiber cloth. I don't think Dell is being quite so picky with it. I think Dell's kind of like, you just have to have one. Oh, this is the I/O panel. This is for covering up all the inputs and stuff in the back of the monitor to make sure everything stays pretty. Everything looks good, which I'm sure it will, actually. Like, you can't put this much effort and work into a product like this and I think have it look like it's just I think it's going to be really good. I'm actually really excited for this. Like, super excited for this. All right, so here we go. More, this is not super sexy, super exciting, but we have our wires. And like I said, this is USB-C connection. So I believe my 4070 Ti Super has the USB-C connection on there. But if not, I have extra cables, so it's not going to be an issue to use, hopefully, DisplayPort into the monitor. That being said, dude, I don't think I've ever picked up like a packing thing that was so big that it couldn't hold its own weight. It's like sagging because it's too massive. I appreciate that. Ooh. All right, let's see what we got here. This is the this is the back. Right, here's the stand for it. We're gonna decide in a minute or two. Now, saying when you and I talked before, you said that OLEDs are usually pretty light. I'm gonna do a quick test just to kind of see roughly how light this is, because if it feels heavy, I'm not going to risk trying the VESA mount. My VESA mount I know is good for up to 27, but 32, that might be kind of pushing it. Oofa. You know what? It's a little heavy. It's a little heavy. I don't want there to be any mistakes. I don't want it to crash down on anything. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually use Dell's stand as is suggested. But it should be noted, by the way, that it does have the VESA mounts here. And I'm going to show you guys that in case anybody's curious. I'm going to show you guys the back of the monitor and everything else. I also want to keep it partially covered. So, yeah. But it looks like Dell has not, when they did their experiences or if they sent it to anybody else, it looks like they didn't use the VESA mount. And so I'm going to stick with that. I don't want to take any crazy chances. So let's take a quick look over here at the back of the monitor. So this is the back of what we're looking at here, right? So here are the connection points for the actual monitor stand, right? We have our USB, our HDMI, our power right here. This looks like a USB. Don't see a speaker input, but that should be fine. That shouldn't be a big issue. Unless it's under here at the bottom somewhere that I'm just missing. Okay, that looks like power, menu control. And I'm guessing right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are most likely the VESA mounts. And they look to be standard VESA mounts, but I'm not going to mess with that too much. It looks good. It smells good. We're not supposed to be sniffing our monitors, but there's that. So while we are getting all this, we're about to get all this set up, ready to go. I've already turned my PC off, which is why we're streaming from the phone and not from the PC. But the minute we get a chance, we're going to stream back from the PC. Now, one of the things I want to do, one of the things I kind of need to do is I need to make space. My desk is actually set up, or it's wide enough to support 3 monitors. But the way I've been using my desk, and I apologize for all this over there. I'm very, very sorry. The way I've been using my my desk is only with 2 monitor support. So it's only really set up right now to take 2 monitors. And the amount of work I'd have to do to shift everything over to the side and get a 3rd monitor set up is just not really worth it. So we're going to take our 4K monitor, our 4K LG monitor, and we're going to put that back in the box. We're going to put it away for a while. So for about a month, we're just not going to need it. I don't think. It doesn't seem like we're going to need it. We have the big boy. All right, so while we're getting stuff set up and ready, how are you guys doing? What's going on with you guys? Raph, how have you been? How's your day? How's your week going, even though it's just the beginning of the week? And saying I know that you're busy. I apologize for not having music. That is a function of me having turned the computer off for the time being because I didn't want to take any chances. Another thing is, one of the things they were very clear about was they're trying to avoid copyrighted material. So music in the background could be a so-so type of thing. All right, I gotta lift this, I guess, to release tension from the VESA mount's nut. No comments, I don't want to hear it. VESA mount nut is not dirty. And this gives us a unique opportunity right now, which is that as I take my LG off, we can take a look at the mounting bracket and see if it fits on the Dell. You're all right? That's good. If you leave me now. Yeah, tomorrow's stream, I don't know what's happening. My filling, I'm fairly certain like my filling either cracked or it's completely gone or something. And it's not getting better on its own, shockingly. So I have to go to the doctor tomorrow, the dentist, as it were. And I have to get my filling replaced, which I'm sure is going to be like the most fun experience. But that also means that I'm not going to get home until later. And there's some other stuff too that's happening in town. All right, so, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. All right, so for anyone who is curious, the VESA mount, right? The VESA mount on the actual monitor is standard. It is very standard. Here was the VESA mount before. That was the one that was on the back of my 27-inch LG, the 4K LG. And as you can see, I don't need to do anything additional if I were to put the VESA mount on the Dell monitor here. All I have to do is pop those screws off, put these screws on, and it would be basically instantly ready to mount and go. Now, do I have faith in my mount? Yes, actually I do. I have a decent amount of faith in my VESA mount and the arm. Do I really want to chance it? Not so much. Not really. I mean, part of me wants to try it for science. And part of me is like, Dell's going to be so very angry if you do something bad and stupid. How much desk space do we have? Because that again, that's a chunky base plate. It's very chunky, but I can put stuff on top of it. Let's go the safe way, and we'll use the base plate that came with their monitor. Because we know 100% that the base plate that came with the Dell monitor is rated for that. Right? So it shouldn't be an issue. So we're going to take our VESA mount here. We're going to take our VESA mount screws, and we're going to include all those with the LG. We're just going to put all those away. Well, back. We're here right now. Sorry about that. Yeah, Charlie, here's the thing. It's a new monitor, but I don't get to keep it. I have it for a month. So, due to the Dell Ambassador sponsorship program thing that they have here in Japan, I have the monitor for 1 month, in which I'm allowed to put it through its paces, and I'm allowed to play with it and everything. The two caveats being that Dell really, really, really wants people to go on social media, either Instagram, Twitter, or your blog, because blogs are still a thing, very much a thing in Japan. I don't have a blog, really. I do somewhere. Most of my... I can't remember. I haven't written a blog in 15 years. So, I'm not really going to try and update a blog that's essentially dead. That's crazy. 1 month program for what? Again, sponsored stream. You love your wife. And Dell loves your wife, too. I gotta stop. That's going too far. I'm going too far. So... Curse you, sir! Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I get it for 1 month. And in that 1 month, I have to put up some stuff on whatchamacallit, Twitter. I gotta put up some stuff on Instagram. I'm doing this as well. And, yeah, I'm gonna put some stuff up on YouTube as well. So I figure that is social enough that should fulfill Dell's, like, requirement. Not to mention, like, their requirement for the blog was, like, 1 blog entry in a month. Or I think it was, like, 2 social media posts or something over the course of the month. And to be really honest, I don't know if I'm going to have this for a full month. I don't know if I'm going to hold on to it that long. I might send it back to Dell early, because I got stuff coming up. And around the end of June, when the monitors due back, I don't want to find myself in the position where I'm like, oh God, it's difficult for me to get this back on time. Because if I don't get it back on time, they're going to come after me in a not happy way. And that also would be very bad because I would never get another sponsorship opportunity with Dell ever again. That burns one hell of a bridge that I don't want to burn. So, I mean, I have all those very, 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 very good reasons to make sure that I take care of their product and I get it back to them on time, which I think is fair. Again, this cost me literally nothing to do this. I signed up for the ambassador program, which is free. And then they were like, hey, who wants to try some new tech? And I said, yes. And I was lucky enough to be chosen. And by the way, because I'm a foreigner and I have a very foreign name, I don't have a huge social media following anywhere, I was absolutely certain I was not going to be selected. Like, you don't know how certain I was. As a matter of fact, I think I entered it just kind of like, I don't know, what's the craziest thing that could happen? So, apparently the craziest thing that could happen is you could actually win. Like, it's a fair and balanced competition. You don't get many of those in life. So, yeah, we're going to try and do it right. All right, so putting in the arm here, make sure it's nice and stable. It's a very secure feeling arm. A nice clunk to it, you know? All right, this is the wrapper for the arm. What I really love about this is that Dell has a very large number of like infographics on there. So you don't have to think. You really don't need to think so much. There's a very large part of like insert tab A into slot B, and you know, you look at the picture. Just look at the picture and do it. So you don't need any technical expertise. I mean, the vast majority of us who are watching this have had enough computer use or computer expertise where like you wouldn't need it anyway. But for anyone who just happens to like scan by and see this, it's very easy to do. The only reason why this is more difficult than, or why it looks more difficult, is because I have to take stuff off my desk. I have to disassemble things before I reassemble things the right way. That's it. That's what's going to take the most time here. And my desk space, getting it fully, you know, cleaned and stuff and set up. Other than that, this is a piece of cake. A heavy piece of cake, but it's a piece of cake nonetheless. And I guess this is monitor number 107. All right. I am so nervous about picking this thing up. I don't like, if you could read my body language right now. I seem calm, but I'm like shaking in my boots. My boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-tays. Cha-cha. This slit, by the way, on the back is intentional. That's how much they care about the product. You spent that much money, that slit on the back is intentional to make sure you don't scrape it up while you're getting it set up. Yeah? Yeah? As you can see, courtesy of Dell. Let's turn this bad boy around and get a good look at it. Ooh, this is a big, big Mamma Jamma. Woo! That's nice. That is very nice. Protective plastic on it for now. We will be taking that off soon. But that is sexy. Look at this. The speaker's down here. There's also the USB input further down here. Ooh, that's nice. That's quality right there. Right? Right. I feel you know those commercials where they have the lady like, you know, tapping her fingers on things and being like, Aston Martin. Is this what it's like to have any kind of money? Must be nice. Oh, that's schmexy. I like that. That's very, very nice. Yeah, that's really cool. And then there is a sensor here in the dead center. That USB input. This is a big monitor. This is a very nice monitor. I really can't complain. Yeah, the head tracking IR camera, that's crazy. So again, to give you guys an idea, size-wise, I mean, most people have had a 32-inch TV, 32-inch monitor, 32-inch something. Oi! Again, I'm sitting relatively close to it, like size comparison, everything. I don't have a banana right now. I ate my last banana this morning, but this is pretty. It comes up to mid-thigh, right here. It's a big, big boy. What was that? The head tracking. I am bothered. Dude, this is very, very nice. I can see why they use this as part of their ambassador program stuff and why they want people talking about it. I can very, very well see that. All right, let's move my monitor arm back and out the way. No scrapes, no scratches, no cuts, no nothing. Move the keyboard out the way. My desk is a hellhole. We are not going to talk about that. And if I can, I'm not going to show you that. No one needs to see that. No one should ever see that. This is the HDMI. This HDMI goes to what? This HDMI is for, oh, right. That makes sense. That goes to the capture card. Where does that go to? What is that going to? This is PS5 into capture card. This is capture card into monitor. Oh, and that's into the PC. That's fine. All right, so that means I need to find the other wires. This was the power cable for the LG. The reason why you can't see me is because I am not showing my desk. You're probably not going to hear this man's name on my stream very often, but know for a fact that I'm not, okay, let's just put it all on the table. I'm not a huge fan of like Asmongold. But the one thing I absolutely love about him is that his house and his setup is such a horrific mess that it doesn't make me feel any bad. Like this, I don't feel bad about it at all. I don't feel bad about it. It's my place is spick and span compared to his. Ugh. I also live in a small Japanese house, while he lives in a much larger somewhere. I don't know where. I don't really care to know where. Number one problem of new tech is not the new tech, I find. It is working around the old tech that now needs to be moved. And if you're anybody even remotely like myself, it's realizing how, despite the fact that I vacuum my room like once a week and so, it's realizing how dust gets into crevices, corners, nooks, and crannies that you weren't expecting it to. That you really, really, really didn't think it would get into. Yet, here it is, dust. So, I'll be vacuuming again after we get everything set up. All right, so we have the HDMI there. We have... Where are you going to? You go to my PC. Were there two? Oh, that explains it, because we're not going to need the PC connections. It's USB-C. It's USB-C. Beach sand. Pocket sand. Yes. What was it from, it was Pocket Sand? Pocket Dust? What's his name from King of the Hill? Was it Boomhauer? Oi! You cheeky monkey. And then you over here to the TI. TI 47, 47 TI Super. Take this HDMI cable off. Where did I get this HDMI cable? Oh no, it's whatchamacallit. And why is it called like Hortron or something? What? Don't buy random generic HDMI cables, I guess is the answer. It's not even HDMI, it's like, whatchamacallit. I was gonna say D-sub, that's not right. What is it now? What's the new hotness when it comes to inputs? This, I might need to move this. Because I can't really easily get behind my PC right now. Ow, my head. Ow, my foot. Ow, my head, foot. Itai. Itai. Yamanasai. Ah! Well, that felt weird. Okay, so this is going to go in here. I am sweating so much. That's straight up HDMI. Oh, this might actually be an issue. Tonight's fun may be curtailed. Are you telling me the RTX 4070 Ti Super doesn't have a USB-C port? Really? I am sweating so much. Holy crap. Now I know why Henry Cavill was like half naked when he was doing his stuff. Oh, that might be unfortunate. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, what? Uh-oh. Well, okay. There's that HDMI. And what does this go to? Oh, that goes to the other monitor. That's fair and fine. It's not even HDMI. What the hell is it called? All right, so this is so stupid. What's going on? Oh, Dale. That's right. Yeah, Dale. Thank you. Pocket sand. So, apparently I only half did my research. I thought that my graphics card had a USB-C connection. Because why the hell would the RTX 4070 Ti Super not have a USB-C connection? You would think. Turns out, doesn't seem to have a USB MFC connection. CDC 10 gigabyte, 100 watt. Yeah, I understand that. So I have the power cable and I have the USB cable. So I might actually, what we might have to do is just hook it in via HDMI. And now we're in a position that most people never want to be, which is on your side behind a large, expensive monitor, trying to figure out how to unscrew what you have screwed. I'm not buying an extra wire just for this. I'm guessing there's some kind of USB-C to whatever one, but I'm not buying that. Give me 1 second. Let me go back behind the PC. Wait, don't I have a box for this stupid thing? Yes, Cap, you do have the box for this stupid thing, but you know what you did with it? Gee, Cap, I don't know. What did I do with it? Well, Cap, in your infinite wisdom, you took the large box that had the PC case, and you used that for a storage box for all the other boxes. And now the PC case box is in the closet with a whole bunch of crap on it, and the box you need to get to is inside that. Thoughts? That is so funny to me, but not like haha funny. More kind of like I'm just gonna smack my head into something hard funny. Okay, we need an HDMI cable. That's fine. That's actually not the end of the world. We have HDMI cables. One, I have an HDMI cable in the living room that I can use. I think I have two even. This HDMI cable. Oh, how are we going to use the PS5? Because the PS5 was linked via HDMI cable, wasn't it? Yeah. Because I was using DisplayPort and I was using HDMI. Oh, fun! We get to do problem solving on stream. Well, that's just lovely. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna run to the living room and see if I can fix this. And by fix this, I mean just grab another HDMI cable and use that instead. Like, unless there's something I don't know about my computer, which is possible, which is very possible, Because plugging it into the motherboard doesn't do anything, because that then bypasses my graphics card, making my graphics card essentially useless and making me cry big salty man tears. Okay, well, you're HDMI, so in you go. I feel like my 2070 actually had a USB-C input. And if that's the case, I'm just like, I'm bewildered right now. I'm absolutely beside myself. I don't understand it. If that had the USB-C, but my 4070 Ti Super doesn't, then what the hell am I doing with my life? That's a question I get to ask myself pretty often, actually. You know what? I did that backwards. Hooking into the PC is easier than hooking into the monitor, so let's do the monitor first. Let's get the wires put in. The Wides, let's get them all in. HDMI, check. And hopefully the HDMI is good enough. All right, thread that through the bit. By the way, I love the fact that I can thread all this through. Oh yeah, don't worry about the home duties. I love the fact that I can thread all this through the base of the stand. That's pretty awesome. And then we'll take this here. It's the power cable. We'll get this through, threaded up through the base of the stand, into the back of the PC, the monitor. Tilt it forward to touch. Firm grip. Get that, you know, G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip going. All right. All right. Let's lift it up. Oh, you're a big one, Mr. Monitor. Oof. I need to exercise more. Oh, dude, we're gonna have to lift way more weights. Like all the weights, and then some. All right. Coming in. Beep. Touching down. We are. Good God. What a beast. Sweet baby James. My word, my God, my. Like, you're just going to hear a lot of exclamations from me for a minute because, yikes. Power down there. Move you a smidge. Can we move this out of the way? Yeah, you come here. You come here. I'm sorry you guys can't see me right now. You can just hear me yammering. But, we gotta get this somewhat set up. Move this over here. Hey! Move this over here, a little bit farther forward. It ain't pretty, but it's gonna work. Get the Stream Deck moved forward a bit if we can without pulling out a wire. Or is the wire being sat on? The wire's being sat on? Okay, thank you. And the quarterback is toast. No, the wires. You know, I'm happy that we actually went with their stand because I don't think if I mounted this, I don't think it would be okay. I don't think I'd have the desks, well, not the desk space. I think it'd be too low. Their monitor is too chunky. It's too much for me. Okay. All right. We're good. We're fine. We're making it. We made it. We're okay. Everything's perfect. All right. All right. Charlie, brother, I lifting the monitor. This it's become apparent to me how little I've been lifting recently. Like I took time off just because I was tired. Is the easiest way to explain it, and I need to start again because lifting the monitor shouldn't have been that difficult. That monitor almost won the war. All right, this is the informational material I need. This here. This here. All right, let's put the egg crate thing back there. Like that monitor. Here's the thing: the monitor itself. Oh, you did? Wait, Charlie, what happened? Are you okay? Because like you say, flash before your eyes moment, and that's concerning. Like, are you all right? What happened? I have moments like that fairly often, where it feels somewhat like my life is flashing before my eyes, and then it stops, and I realize I still have to go to work. You're feeling crummy all week, and I was like, man, yeah, must be the season. Yeah, and it's bad. Really? Malnourishment and dehydration? Whoa. Dude, Charlie, what are you doing, man? You definitely gotta eat. Is that like a conscious decision, or are you just like really kind of tired? Because I can tell you right now, like, since I'm on my own for all the time during the week, what happens is I really don't care about feeding myself a lot of the time. Like, I don't want to think about food. I don't want to think about eating. I don't want to think about cooking or anything else or cleaning. Like, feeding myself is kind of a pain in the butt. Yeah, there you go. Yes, yes. Food is a chore. You understand. You get it. No, exactly. The food is a chore. Like, especially if you're just feeding yourself. Like, when I'm with my kids, like, I have to get up. My kids need nourishment. I need to get up. I need to make breakfast. I need to make lunch. I need to make dinner. I need to make sure they have food going into them. They can't sit around, like, slowly wasting away like I do for the day. And, you know, especially because my oldest one's now, like, he's starting to get into puberty. He really needs to eat. But, like, when I'm here by myself, like I am right now, you don't know how hard it was just to make myself go to the grocery store. And then, like, buying food when I had no real interest in buying food, and then getting home and processing it and just... No wonder why people eat so unhealthy. No wonder. Because there's nothing that interests me right now. There's no, like, good restaurants or anything else around where I really want to go to. I've eaten everything here. I've lived here so long. So my palate is just bored, you know? There's nothing my body's saying, hey, you really want this. This is just something you crave. Oh, wow. Dude, Charlie, I think you went hypoglycemic. Because as a diabetic, I have felt like that. Like, more than I'd like to admit. And that's that feeling you have when I have, like, my little episodes, or when I say, oh, I don't feel good and it's a diabetes thing, that's how I feel. Well, I'm not saying necessarily that, like, you have diabetes, but, like, that feeling of, like, if you're not eating enough, you're not drinking enough, the dehydration plus the lack of nutrients and everything else could, you know, drive you, especially, like, if you're working as well, that could drive you into hypoglycemia, in which case, yeah, some of the symptoms are headaches, nausea, things like that. Here's the test for if you're diabetic or not, because this is how I knew. And it was very clear. And at this point, my diabetes apparently had been bad. One, I had no energy. Like, we were living in a house that we had rented at the time, and just walking up the stairs from the first floor to the second floor, I had to mentally prepare myself to do so. And I had to, like, build up energy before I did that. On top of that, I had to use the toilet like almost immediately after drinking anything. So if I drank something within 30 minutes, I had to pee. Doesn't matter how much. Like if it was just a swallow or something, if anything, nope, got to go to the bathroom. Got to go to that. Like driving intense pressure that I have to go, as my body was trying to deal with blood sugar issues. So if you're having any of that, see a doctor, seriously, because you don't want to. My diabetes gets bad sometimes, and it's not fun. I don't like it. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. It's horrible. It really is. And I think it's one of those things where people talk about it, but it's hard to understand. And then people are like, well, just get better. Exercise. Eat right. I'm like, okay, I have cut out the vast majority of snack food from my diet. I have tried exercising. I eat right. It is a genetic thing that is not going anywhere. Everybody in my family has it. Literally, everybody in my family has it. And I do all that stuff, but I'm going to have diabetes till I die. As a matter of fact, the diabetes will probably be what kills me. Yeah, I wouldn't do no water. No, like the thing is, like, if you're having the diabetic issue where you have to use the toilet immediately after drinking anything, there is no longer a question of, oh, is it, do I have diabetes or not? It's like you drink something, you're like, I now have 15 minutes before I need to use the toilet. So if I'm driving anywhere, I am going to have to pull over, right? I had to 2 hour or whatever drives to like wherever I had to go, just going to work, 45 minutes to work. I had to make sure I didn't drink anything before going to or leaving work because I wasn't going to be able to make it straight shot. Wasn't going to happen at all. Trust me, when you get that far along, All right, so here's the deal so far with how things are shaking down monitor-wise. The monitor's plugged in, and I think it's ready to go with the PC. But for me to play PlayStation 5, I'm going to have to disconnect the monitor from the PC, and I'm going to have to connect the PlayStation 5 into that monitor if I want to use it on the Dell monitor. Oh, yeah, no, if you have 2 hours so you need to pee, it's not that bad yet. I mean, I don't know, you might have diabetes. I'm not a doctor. But, like, where I was, especially because my HbA1c was high at that time, it was very much a 30-minute thing. There was no question in my mind about it. Oh, wait a minute. I've been told, and this is a secret, by the way, so don't tell anybody, but monitors work better when there's power. That's a trade secret. Don't tell anybody. If you tell anybody, that's bad. You're giving up like highly proprietary information right there. Please don't do that. I know there's no USB cable plugged into that. I understand that. A USB-C cable. Do you know why there's no USB-C cable plugged in? Because there's going to be an HDMI signal. All right, so for those of you who are curious, what we're looking at right now, and this is probably a little bit harder to see. My desk is an absolute mess, so now you know what it looks like when I'm streaming. It's not pretty. But there's the monitor, the big boy. There's the other smaller monitor, the 1080p 120, my older curved gaming monitor. And so now we're going to see exactly how this looks when all set up. All right, first reaction is big. She's a biggin. You got ourselves a big girl. I like big girls. Never mind. So we have this monitor here. It looks, I can immediately see the difference in them. I understand why people go on and on about OLEDs. Because the difference in at least the black values is highly noticeable. Like even here, you'll probably see the different. Like one of the things is, and I'm not really a tech guy, so again, bear with me on this. But like I know that my LCD monitor has like the actual light spots, right? It has like the spots where the lights are and where it's coming from. And while that might be on the OLED, I don't necessarily see that, to be brutally honest. So looking at my old 1080p, you can see how it looks a little bit washed out and stuff, right? Whereas here, that gets black, 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 and blacker. But you're looking through my phone, so it's going to be doing some kind of adjustment or whatever else. That's dark. Like that's dark. I know from dark. That's dark. That's cool. That's very cool. Now here's the deal, and here's where things get a little bit sticky. From here on, I'm going to start setting everything else up on stream again. But, and this is a big but, they don't want copyrighted material on the monitor. They want that blurred, or they want that like not seen if you're going to do anything about that. So let's see, copyright. So we're looking for a copyright-free monitor test video. But it has to be copyright-free. And so I don't know, because a lot of these things have copyright stuff written into them. Like I see Dolby Vision. I see this, that, and the other. Like an OLED. Okay, here's an OLED something, something, something. But I don't think it's DMCA free. Monitor test. Can we just do a monitor test video that's DMCA free? Copyright free monitor. Royalty free test videos. That's not what we're looking for. Because Envato sounds... Envato! That doesn't sound right. Does anybody know of any of these? Royalty free footage, it says. 4K video looped, no copyright loop background video.
When your website matters.
I think a storm's coming.
I'm sorry.
Oh God, is that from the monitor?
Automated support is okay.
Wow.
Expert human support is simply
I
better.
think there's a storm coming.
Okay, we're gonna change that though. By the way, those are the speakers that were directly from the monitor. Those were actually, I can't complain. Wait, can we get some music? Let's try music while we're still connected to that. And this is copyright-free music. So let's see. Let's do our usual copyright-free, DMCA-free chill hop. So that's fresh out the box. We haven't touched anything. I haven't messed with anything. I'm not screwing with anything. For like monitor speakers, it's pretty good. But I mean, we're talking about something that doesn't actually have like a subwoofer or anything else like that in there. So, I don't know. I think it sounds all right. It definitely looks all right. We're gonna have to do some work on it as far as like setting things up and tweaking them and playing with them. Uh-oh, I just turned it off. That was not the button I meant to hit. We've done a thing. Oh wait, we're back. Okay, we're back. And you were just very close to my face. I apologize for that. All right, so for the output, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the normal fee fine. Dude. Okay, Dell, don't hate me. I appreciate what you've done with the in-monitor speakers. Having heard a lot of in-monitor speakers, as a matter of fact, comparing them to my LG TV, my 4K TV speakers, which I cannot stand, I absolutely can't listen to them. I could listen to the monitor speakers here on the Dell. It just so happens though that I actually have an actual speaker setup with subwoofer and everything else. So, I mean, I appreciate that and the 3D sound and everything. We're going to tweak that. We're going to mess with that. We're going to see how it is. And we're going to see if we can get anything else to kind of come out of it. I think I would prefer, if you had like an actual speaker setup, I would prefer the speaker setup over over the native in-monitor speakers, but they're not bad. All right, so let's see what's going on with this. This is oh wow. Holy crap. Whoo. Okay. This is supposed to be royalty, copyright free, so take it as you want. First of all, I don't know exactly if you can see everything. We're going through my camera, my phone's camera here. So it's probably being compressed. You're probably not getting the same black levels I'm getting or anything else along those lines. So I apologize for that. It is smooth. Like, we're talking baby butt smooth. And it is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. Wow. Okay. If I ever get money, I know what I'm buying. If I ever had the cash, I know exactly what I would spend it on. Honest, I swear. That's beautiful. I can't wait to play some games on that. I'm going to enjoy it. All right, so here's what we're going to do. It was a video. Yeah, it was a video. It was clearly AI made. It said no copyright on it. It was just like a video to test, a short video to test the monitor, the Dark Zone. Well, here's the thing. There's a whole bunch of other videos out there, but one of the things Dell wrote in their little packet is please try to avoid or to blur out copyright material. Which, by the way, on a monitor, when you're trying to show how good a monitor looks, blurring out the monitor doesn't help. I don't know. Doesn't help. So I have to find copyright-free video, and like, there's only so many 4K like, all of them have like labeled something or other, which could probably get me in trouble. I don't want that. So yeah, have I tried what, Kappa or? So this is the monitor. This is what we're going to be using for the next month. We are being sponsored. Blurring the whole monitor. I know, right? Look how beautiful it is. It's just all static. I've never seen anything like it. It's mind-blowing. It's just completely black. I mean, Vanta black, that'd be a thing. I mean, here's the thing. Like, this is just showing the monitor setup, the general size. I mean, for anyone who's really curious, just so you know, over here you're looking at a 1080p 27-inch curved gaming monitor, which I think goes up to 120 hertz. This one is 2K, is flat panel. It's not curved, but it is the QD OLED. And I think, what did it say? It was like up to 120 hertz. So it's the same thing on both monitors. They're both 120 hertz max. But this looks so much smoother. I don't know how to explain that. You're gonna have to take my word for it. Comparing the two of them, looking at like my 1080p versus looking at the OLED, it's different. It's night and day. Like, to give you guys an idea, if you can kind of see this, you can see on the 1080p on the normal monitor, this looks a bit washed out. You can see kind of the gray over it. That's kind of, detracting from that. Whereas if you take it over here, it looks crisp. It looks clear. It looks just smoother in general. It's noticeable. For somebody who doesn't have a lot of technical skill when it comes to monitors and stuff like that, it's highly noticeable immediately. So the question is, how much of a game changer is it going to be? What are we going to get out of it as far as like playing games on this bad boy? And we are definitely playing games on this thing. So the question is, what games are we going to play, and how are we going to make it so we can play PlayStation as well? Because as of right now, we can't. We can't. It's not going to work. Let's do a quick search. Maybe I just missed something because I am not always the sharpest tool in the... Well, here's the thing. I have a capture card. RTX 4070 Ti Super. The thing is, the main connection they want you to use on the on the monitor is a USB-C. And my RTX 4070 Ti Super does not have USB-C. It says use HDMI to USB-C. Because if you look down at my desk, and I apologize for showing this to you, I have my AverMedia capture box right there. That's usually what I play the PS5 for. But there's only 2 inputs. I mean, this is... I'm going to have to say it. I have to say it. Dell, please forgive me. But it's got to be said. The drawback of this particular device is that it only has HDMI and USB-C. For my purposes, I would like at least another input, another output, display port or something else like that if possible, because not every single graphics card is going to have USB-C. RTX 4070 Ti Super, the one that I have in my computer right now, does not have USB-C. It just doesn't have it. It has DisplayPort, it has 3 DisplayPort, and it has an HDMI. So now I got to buy an additional cable if I want to use it in that form. Let me take a look on Amazon and see how much that is. Let's see, HDMI to USB-C. An HDMI to USB-C converter cable is more than I really want to spend. It's like $20. Now, here's the thing. If you are spending as much as this monitor costs, it makes perfect sense. You should do that. You should definitely do that. Because this monitor is $1,300. You can afford the extra $20. You can afford it. And here's the problem. Looking at these monitors, this monitor is supposed to do 120 hertz. If I use this cable from Amazon, it's 4K at 60, not 4K at 120. Which, by the way, damn! 4K 120 is nuts. A lot of these cables that are HDMI to USB-C, yeah, 4K 60, 4K 60, 4K 60. 2K 1, yeah, 4K, 4K 60, 4K 60. The vast majority of them are 4K 60. So if we do that, then we're nerfing ourselves to a degree. Wait, I think I have this. What happens if that's a USB-C input? What if I take that USB-C input, plug an HDMI cable into that, use that HDMI cable going from there to there? Could that work? Dare we dream? I don't know if it's going to recognize it. Give me 1 second. Let's see if we can make this work. Oh! Paper noises! Oh. No. No, sir. Do not go sticky side down, please. I don't know how I'm going to keep this, like, fresh and clear. Ooh, that's going to be a thing, huh? We got to get that back in the box ASAP. Okay, so here's the deal. I do have a USB-C digital AV adapter. I don't know if it's going to work on this. I gotta remember, I gotta not lose this. This is very important to not lose. So if we take this and plug this into there, let's try messing around with some cables for a second. Hold on a tick, we're gonna do a little bit of cable management, I hope. And if it works, then we can play the PlayStation directly. Oh, everything's so far away now. Oh! Is that the right hole? That's not the right hole. I'm sorry. Is this the right hole? It is. Nice. Come on. I know. You're a very high-tech piece of gear for people with high-tech piece of gear money, which apparently I'm not. I'm kind of part of like the broke snitch club. You know what I mean? Except for I didn't mean to say snitch. I gotta wonder what they're connecting these with at these trade shows and stuff. Oy. Oy. Is that? Give me 1 second. We're gonna play with some cables for a minute. And some cable converters. We're gonna hope it works. This is not very blind input friendly. And by blind input, I mean I can't see. Oh, no. Now that it's on my desk, I can't necessarily see the inputs. I have to use my fingers, not my eyes. And it's not easy to see or to feel how the inputs are supposed to be working. Yeah, I don't think that works. I don't think that wire is sufficient. That's sound input. Is trying. Is it going to give me that? No. It has to be a straight up USB-C wire. Yep. Nope. No luck. No joy. No love. So the adapter that I have, and by the way, this is not the best adapter. There's probably better ones out there. I'm not saying it doesn't work. What I'm saying is the one that I'm using, which I actually bought for my my iPad, the one that I'm using is not going to get the job done. All right, let's see if we can get the HDMI plugged back in without having to actually pick up the whole monitor and move it. Huh. Criticism 2 for Dell. I would have liked if the inputs, if the ports were a little bit farther back. Farther toward the shell of the monitor. Because it's aesthetically, I think it's awesome. I'm not going to say perfect. I'm going to say it's very good. Aesthetically. But when you're talking about people who like are gamers, tinkerers, and stuff like that, you want these inputs to be more accessible. And it's currently not. Alright, so I don't want to scratch up their monitor. I need to do a thing that I don't necessarily want to do. So we'll take that out. I gotta move this thing. That's not great. I think you're on my Stream Deck now, Mr. Monitor. You are on my Stream Deck. I don't like that. I need a small child with like nimble fingers. Which is funny because I'm a parent, but my children aren't here. This reminds me of something, but I'm not allowed to say on stream what it reminds me of right now. There we go. Oy, there we go. All right, we're back. We're back at it. We're reconnected. Ooh, reselected. Reunited, and it feels so good. All right, so first impressions. Oh my god. Whew. You're fading. Dude, don't hurt yourself. Get sleep, get rest, get food, get water. For sure. You know, the other thing is, Charlie, I actually do have an HDMI splitter, crazy enough. But I don't know if that's going to matter for this one because we need... Would it? I mean, I bought my splitter for a specific reason, but I don't, first of all, I don't know how it's going to work exactly. And if we have, what would it be? Do we need two outputs or two inputs? We need input going into the monitor. So what would that be? If I use the splitter, I don't think the splitter would help with the PS5 though. I don't think it would. Because the splitter would just be for alternating signals and we need the image going in, right? Well, maybe that would work between PC and PS5. But I don't, oh, well, I'll tinker with it. We'll see if we can get it working. So, we're going to take a break. We're going to take a break and I'm going to get everything set up on stream to stream from the PC as opposed to from my janky phone. And we're going to play some games. We're going to see how these games play on the Dell monitor. And I think they're going to play very well. I'm actually pretty excited for it. And I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. I will look into that USB-C cable, but it might be what it is, what it be. Maybe we'll do like a special stream or something where we just try the PS5 and I stream directly from PS5 as opposed to PS5 into PC and then whatever else. And we can see how that is. But yeah. All right, so we're going to take a break. I will catch you guys in a little bit. It's probably going to be like 5 minutes or so. So you can stay tuned on the channel and we'll be back on. Or you can take a break. And Charlie, in your case, get some food, get some water, and take a nap. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thank you very much.